Homies, program time. Shake them sheets, brush that grill, roll up that mat. Program time. Ha ha. Program time, baby. Early in the morning, get that ass up, baby. Let's get that money, biscuits and gravy. Keep one on top of the Colt 380. I don't move to the hood. Say so.
Hey everybody, today is day 1, episode 1 of the Program Time podcast, and we here. We really here. So just first, before I begin, I wanna, toast to y'all and pour a shot from a bottle that my brother gave me. Thank you, bro, Jay West. But I'm gonna take this shot after I'm done with what I gotta say. And I know this fucking bottle is low, but that's cause fucking cheap. I'm fucking drank my shit, But it is what it is. But hey, today is day 1 and we here. Everybody that's been a part of my life and through my journey, they know I have a story and they've navigated with me with every song that I have dropped, and my struggle, my pain, my backstory, and that I'm not supposed to be here. I could have been doing life in prison, or I could have been dead. I could have been a lot of places, but I'm here, So that's why it's a big day for me. And I want to share it with y'all, and I'm happy and I'm grateful and blessings to the man up above, that I'm here, So I just see so many platforms out there pushing their own podcast or interviews and all of that. And you know what? I just thought it was time that I come out the cave, that I come out and share my story as an entrepreneur, At a time, it was 2 years ago that I was facing life and I got out. And when I got out, I was very, very stuck in the dark, meaning that, there was the gang life, the street life, there was LA County Jail, there was prison, there was politics, a lot of things, and let's just call that the underworld, And I was very heavy on that, I practiced that every day. I woke up to that shit, There used to be a lot of people that come up to me and ask for influence in this lifestyle. So when I got out and I seen the entertainment world, and I seen a lot of people getting on camera, talking and all of this, like, to me, it was wrong, because Latinos, in Southern California, we have a whole different, aspect of doing things. And when I got out, I just think that I was being very negative, but for the right reasons, because as far as us, we're not supposed to be getting on camera. We're not supposed to be sending wolf tickets. We're not supposed to. I know America and the world has taught everybody to go ahead and think that that's okay. Like, hey, let's gossip, and hey, let's talk about people, and hey, let's send threats through the internet and all of that. But with me, I have seen how damaging that could be. That's it's a lot of things in between. There's a lot of agencies watching this type of stuff. And I was brought up with our culture that I was brought up in LA is that we don't sit here and gossip and comadrear about anybody. So that's very important, that I address that I let y'all know that it took me time of growth, of dissecting. I've been a student, for a very long time. I'm still a student. I learn every day. So learning and seeing everybody, every artist, looking at from the black artists to the white artists to the Latinos, we share one thing in common. We are hip hop and rap and all of that, but we are different in some ways, And that's only because it's just facts. We're separated for some reason, you know? And the bigger picture, you know, I mean, we could talk about that in the future, you know, but we just run things very differently. And I know hip hop is a big competitive game. Entertainment is very competitive. And I know we have to put content out there to make it seem like it's entertaining. But I just think that sometimes people push wrong agendas, you know, and that's why with me, me being a student and watching everybody, I'm not saying that they're wrong for that. I will say that some of them look like straight goofballs, you know, and some of them do not represent me, you know, because I stand firm on how I was raised by the right people. And these people that raised me and how they bred me, I cannot leave them down. You know, I cannot get on camera and represent our culture and our people wrong. So it's always said within my people to lead by example. So this is why I'm here, you know, from the gutter, from the trenches, you know, humble beginnings. That's what I want to say. This is day one of the podcast. And I want to share with you a story of how my humble beginnings could start, you know, because I'm going to share this with you when we get to episode 50. When we get to episode 100, episode 1000, we're going to look back at this day, you know, and I might be in a fucking sky rise somewhere, you know, and behind a desk, multimillionaire by then. Or maybe I might be somewhere else. You know, who knows? You know, life is a bitch and then you die, you know? But sometimes life could be great, you know? So, with that, you know, one day I approached my sister, you know? Like, she called me. She asked me, like, hey, Byron, you know, we were raised in the same era. She just a year apart from me. So we like the same music, you know, that gangster shit, you know what I'm saying? We're from West Coast, baby, you know? So my sister, seeing that I have been investing my time and everything that I do into my own business, she also wants to learn how to become an entrepreneur herself. You know, she's very smart. So I rolled up on her with some coffee and some donuts. And through a morning little sit down, you know, I showed her, hey sis, I pulled up with my laptop. I'm like, hey sis, look, this is how I started. Look. So it was amazing how that put me down memory lane, because me showing her the first days of my online store, because it's still on my archive, on my Shopify, I do remember how I started. And I literally started with a shirt, a AAA, that I bought from downtown LA, and I slapped my logo on it, and I took a picture on it. All we did was throw a sheet on Prairie Avenue, right there in Inglewood, in my neighborhood where I was raised at. We put it on the floor, we took a picture, and we shared it to the world. And I bullshit you not, the next day, 2 days later, I was on 102 in Yukon. We just finished sewing up them buildings right there, fucking selling little knickknacks. You know, me and the homie Trigger, big ups to Trigger, baby. You already know I love you, my boy. Always in the heart for that. We were right there on 102 in Yukon, you know, playing John Madden. And I seen something bear fruit, you know. I was just kicking it, man. I put on social media, hey, if anybody's interested in purchasing my clothing, and just sitting there playing a video game, I made my first $200. And it was quicker than me selling my little 20s of crystal to the meth heads, you know? Like, it was amazing. I seen something. I seen that, wow, like I could do something legit, that I have supporters, I have people out there. So going down memory lane, you know, my sister explained to me how she's a big fan of Andy Frisella, and she's the one that introduced me to his work. And big ups to Andy Frisella, man. He's a genius. I actually did his 75 hard, and I know there's more levels to it, but and listen to his podcast. But I bring him up as to reference of him always explaining that there's always a beginning, and he started day one, and now he's like in episode 300 and something. If somebody could look on Spotify, like or wherever, like that's there's where he started at, and he always goes back. So me too, me going down memory lane with my sister, I was just like, wow, but now we're here. We gotta start somewhere. So today, we showed up to the studio. We got a lot of work to do. The 6 Block Records is getting up and going. And this is not a joke no more. This is not for fun. This is not just for YouTube. This is for the whole world, and I just said that, what, man, I'm trying to be too much of a perfectionist, and I think trying to be perfect is the first sign of procrastinating. So I think I was procrastinating too much. So today, I just see all my loved ones here. I literally have like my day ones, my boy Gangsta Wish, my boy Buckwheat here, my boy Chief, my boy Rolo G, my boy Smurf, my boy Carlos, my boy Young Flocks. We all here, baby. Bugsy, Beast, Miguel. Shout out to my boy Miguel and his pregnancy too, man. But hey,
shout out to Whisper.
Oh yeah, Whisper. Everybody, it was the right time. It was the right time, and I just said, hey, let's get these cameras rolling. So that's why I'm sharing with you episode 1, and we're just gonna make it happen. So yeah, I was about to do let's put the headphones on and put a mic right here, and I was thinking about that. I was overthinking it. I was supposed to been dropping this like 2 months ago, but today's the day, and then I look forward to seeing y'all in episode 50, episode 100, and then we're just gonna keep this going. So in respects to that, that's the ending with day 1, Now, there's another topic that I want to touch on. I'm pretty sure that I owe it to I owe it to my fans. I owe it to everybody that bumps my music an explanation, and it's been 2 fucking years since I've been out, and there's been years since I've been doing this music, and I've never done an interview. So people wonder, why don't you do an interview? I see all those tags where people tag me and be like, why don't you do an interview here? Why don't you do an interview there? I want you guys to know that it's deeper than that, Like in the beginning, like I said, our life is to be kept confidential, our program. And I know once I go on those podcasts, they control the narrative, They just want to hear the spices. They want to get certain things out of you, And another thing too, like I've been with some of those big artists or artists that be with those certain platforms, and they also shared with me that they cut off certain things. They only put what's interesting for them. And guess what? They don't get paid for that shit. I've been hit up by the biggest in the game, Everybody's been on No Jumper, on Vlad and all that. They've hit me up. In respects to the homie Hood Stocks, I see a lot of gentlemen getting on that. And, I respectfully decline getting on those platforms because I was still learning. I was still being a student, and I remain a student. And, I don't want to have outbursts. I don't want to have people on my phone screaming at me and then allowing that shit. That shit's embarrassing. So to me, it's I understand that people want to entertain people, but I'm not about to be a laughing stock to people. I'm not gonna be ridiculed, or I'm not gonna be controlled. So with me being a boss myself, I just figured that, hey, I could do whatever the fuck I want. That's what I've been doing. And at the same time, I do not want all these other platforms getting paid for something that I can do myself, and for the story that I done shed blood, sweat, and tears for. I'm the one that shed those blood, sweat, and tears. I'm the one that shed it. So why not put that money in my pocket when I monetize my videos? Because I fund myself, because I own my own business and I do my own things. And then later on in life, this could be passed on to my bloodline, to my family. That's what an entrepreneur is. I see them taking advantage and doing their thing, and big ups to them. Shit, I ain't mad if I ain't going to be invited to none of their platforms. I really don't need them. I really never needed anybody. Because I've been the 6 Block Records and what we do with my boy Gangsta Wish, with my boy Carlos, with my boy Miguel, Smurf, Chief, everybody, Buckwheat. We've been doing our own thing since forever. So we kicking down doors, baby. We starting to see that technology is here for us as well. So, hey, not to sound cocky, but I've been hit up by the best of the best, and the only reason why I didn't do it was for a lot of reasons. It was for reasons of not being controlled. It was for reasons of not wanting to embarrass our purpose as far as Southern California, because I have to represent us right. So here we are 2 years later, and I am not gonna, through my platform, I am not gonna talk about hot business. I'm not gonna talk about other artists. I'm not gonna sit here and gossip about them, because that's something that we was raised on, not being comadres. I know people love that Tupac and Biggie type of beef shit, but that Tupac and Biggie type of beef shit puts police on your platforms. And I've been there in the courtroom where certain things is getting brought up. The littlest thing, smallest thing against you can be used against you in a court of law. I know y'all see that Governor Newsom has supposedly changed the law that they can't use rap in your rap lyrics in your cases. That's bullshit. They can't. Pay attention to the news. It says under circumstances, because they try to use my song on my last case, Payback, and Payback did not have nothing to do with the case. It's just food for the judge to see the type of things and mentality that you're on. But I know a lot about the law. They couldn't use it because with my lawyer, I fought that shit. So yeah, I do keep in mind that the world wants to see beef. At any moment right now, I could fucking just say, fuck this dude and fuck that dude, and that's just woofing, man. What's gonna happen when that dude disappears? You're gonna be the first suspect. Your house is gonna get raided. Off top, you're gonna have your kids out there in the cold. And on top of that, you violating the way we supposed to conduct ourselves. So, and that's not our pedigree. That's not the way we get down, straight up, So I have to lead by example and just know that this right here, the 6 Block and the Program Time podcast will bring that. We're not gonna condone any negativity. It's all opinions, and I will tell stories. I could tell my prison story without exposing certain things. There's limitations, but I will let y'all know I will have other artists with me, and just take y'all on the ride along with me, you know. So, moving on from that. Unfortunately, I have another case. I caught another case. I know what y'all thinking. Like, fuck again? But let me tell y'all something, man. Like, the law says that you innocent until proven guilty. Or just like my lawyers say, you're guilty until proven innocent. So, it's not a life case. This case is a non-violent case. It's a ex-felon in possession of a firearm and assault on a peace officer. But that with time would be proven false, So I have the best attorney in Los Angeles right now, Alex Kessel, out of Irvine, California. He's a beast, and those that have been in the county jail and the prison system and all California knows that he's a beast. Big ups to Paul Richard Peters. That was my last attorney. He's out of Beverly Hills, so he's a badass lawyer too. So both of them go hand in hand. Alex Kessel and Paul Richard Peters. Hit them up. If y'all ever need an attorney, let them know Byron Castillo sent you. And that way, I can get a discount on the next homie or the next family member that needs assistance, needs help in their situations. So just a fun fact, Alex Kessel is also Blueface's attorney. Like, no, I have not seen Blueface, in the offices, but my attorney do be like, man, one day you guys are gonna run into each other, and when I do, I want to show him that song "Respect My 18." That's a remix to his "Respect My Crippin'," so I know that'll be a interesting conversation. You know what I'm saying? But just know that I can't speak too much about my case. It's been 8 months since I've been out, but I keep it low key. I know a lot of other artists use certain things as clout, like cases and shit. I just thought I'd keep that, on the low. So I've been out on bail for 8 months, and I might have to take a vacation, and if I do, I do appreciate and respect everybody that has written to me and will write to me. I don't want to throw that energy to the universe, but just preparing y'all for that. And the streaming, continue with the streaming. That would be very helpful to continue the 6 Block Records and our clothing, the merchandise, West Haven Clothing. Just keep on hitting up the website, and my team will provide that for y'all. So I did want to take this time to announce that to y'all, and that we're gonna fight until that doesn't happen. So the energy that I want to put out there is that we're not gonna go to jail. We're gonna keep on fighting, and hopefully I remain out here. And police always try to change the narrative, but I must fight. So moving on from that, I'm gonna close out with this. I think I've been talking to where I want y'all to understand. So this is just the beginning. It's the intro. I'm not hitting topics. I do one day want to sit here and have an episode about how 6 Block Records started. I do want to have episodes of my teenage years with the infamous Death Row Records. I do want to have episodes with Gangsta Wish sitting with me to tell y'all his story. I do want to sit down with Buckwheat and let y'all know his story. With everybody, there's much talent out there that needs to be exposed, but we control the narrative. Some real shit. We're not gonna use it towards our advantage or none of that. We actually don't care about the views. We don't care about none of that. If you do your research about me, I've done turned down $1 million deals. I've done turned down so much just to make sure that we remain independent. So we still gonna remain independent, and we still gonna push our line. So I want y'all to get on the comment box and let me know what we could talk about, because we could talk about anything, baby. Shit, you know, we could talk about sports. You know, we could talk about the Rams, baby. We could talk about the whack-ass Niners or the whack-ass Eagles. You know, we could talk about all of that. We could talk about food. We could talk about relationships. You know, we could talk about how women are with gangsters, or how toxic women like to be controlling. I don't know. You know, I'm with all of that. You know, we could talk about political views, you know, in America. We could talk about the world. And I'm not talking about politics in the underworld, you know. Those are things that are always going to remain out of this, because we're moving on to a greater life. Now we're people that are starting our own businesses. We're people that are leaving that negativity in the past. And we want to be examples. Everybody wants to say that being a gangster is a bad thing. Like, nah, you know, you could have gone through the trenches and still be a good role model and still be a good influence to the community, you know? So that's what we're here for. That's what we're gonna do by running our own businesses. We want those young homies or those young ones growing up, Black, Hispanic, everywhere around the world, to look at us and be like, damn, they did it. You know, one day, shit, they're going to be telling our story on Hulu, how Wu-Tang, you know, how they got the Wu-Tang and all that. Well, nah, they got us, you know, one day. And if not, you know, my son could carry the torch. Our kids could carry the torch. And this is all documented. So go ahead, share with me your thoughts on the comment box. I love y'all. Let me take a shot for y'all, because I didn't forget.
I don't move to the hood, say so. Calculated steps, oh yeah, we make show. General, give the order, I'm like tenfold. This bitch got ass and her head game strong. Ain't on the internet, speaking on the program. My real ones move in silence, that's where it's at. The mother idiots, they just some J-cats. Do anything for some likes, probably sell that ass. Only fuck with the ones with the business. Ain't scared to show they face and come and kick it. County jail fakes, oh yeah, I caught those. Sound off the routine in the gang module. You ain't a baller if you still live with your mama. Here's my bank account, go ahead, check all the commas. Might catch me at the SoFi Stadium. Yellowed up, blued up, liquor to the cranium. I don't ever try to hide, I'm very public, so I